why I can't really back the Democrats either is they're too selective. You know, they're the same as the other party to me. They're just selective about different things that they get outraged or passionate about. um, but the Epstein stuff, for example, you didn't hear shit. I haven't heard shit. I haven't heard anyone bring up Epstein and the Clintons, even though they were doing the same shit at the same time just as much as Trump. And that's why it's not come out. That's the real reason why it hasn't come out, because both sides are in there, and too many powerful people that they don't want to get exposed are in there, and they selfishly didn't want to sabotage their own political chances by releasing the files, so they didn't. So both sides play the same game of manipulation and protecting and selective, enforcement, basically, or selective outrage. So what's up with that, And if people say that they don't care which side, but I literally still see comments of people worshiping Hillary, and like basically, I guess they don't even know that they were associated yet. That's what I mean. Like, that's the problem with the individual person as well, as they're selective in what they want to go and find out. They're selective in what they process or what they allow to be processed. They cherry pick what facts they want to be true, and the others they just ignore, or they just don't take the time to find out. It's like a indirect hypocrisy on their part, like a lack of what's that dang word? Initiative to go and learn the truth is the problem with most people. Most people are just, their truth and facts are just scrolling through headlines. Very quickly, they see the headline, boom, that's the fact. It's now in their head. Whether it was true or not, whether the facts were full or not, that's all they are inputting. They're not taking the time to even read into the article itself, or maybe even look elsewhere. So that's a problem. And it's evident with the Epstein things. And, I'm going to wear, if I make it to the protest, I'm going to wear my special shirt that I made. And I'm not promoting this for sale. I did have it for sale in my old store that, I used to have, but I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, no one's got money to buy that shit. And it's just so expensive now to get done because the terrorists ruined it and everything. And it was just a hobby I was doing anyway for myself so I could make stuff like this. But anyway, this is what I'm going to be rocking. This bad boy right here. Got the whole crew. Got the whole crew on there. Nobody left out. Got Bill and Jeff's Excellent Adventures on there. Got Ghislaine. Shoot, there's another one. Bros before you knows what. You got this crazy demonic looking dude right here. Who knows? Does anyone know who this guy is from this old picture of these guys? Does anyone know who that crazy demonic little bastard is right here? Anyone know who that is from that picture if you go look it up? But yeah, I'm probably going to be wearing this. Shoot. It's trying to cut me out. What you know about that? Got the number on there. Shoot, it's not a jersey without the number. Right? See, I'm probably going to be rocking something like that. But yeah, that's why the files aren't coming out. They're going to wait till these people die. They're going to wait till all these people die off from old age before they ever release anything. And they still won't release the truth, because it would shatter the whole foundation that the world is built upon, that the people consent and give these people power. It would shatter all that. So that's why that's why it wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? I mean, both sides had plenty of time. If they really cared about it, they could have dealt with it. But they didn't, because they were being selfish and didn't want to incriminate their party. That's all. That's what it's about. So Epstein was first charged in 2007, which is still way late in the game. We know this stuff's been going on probably since the 70s, and that was just in the 80s. That was just from him. I'm sure there's other people doing this sort of thing as well. Epstein first charged in 2007, though. Federal prosecutors in Florida had enough evidence to put him away for life, but instead he got a secret plea deal. What do you know? The deal was approved by U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, who later became Donald Trump's labor secretary. So that's another person. I think there's at least 3 people that Trump put in his cabinet or administration that were associated with Epstein cases previously. So you have Donald Barr, who's associated with Epstein. His father gave Epstein his job out of college back in the day. I think Pam Bondi is mentioned in one of the cases. Then you have this guy, Alexander Acosta. Acosta admitted years later that he'd been told Epstein belonged to intelligence. No one ever explained what that meant. Fast forward 2019. So in between all that time, Epstein gets arrested again in 2019 in New York. The case could have exposed a lot, which is why what happened happened. Flight logs, power for friends and connections, sealed court files. Then boom, he's gone. Bada bing, bada boom. Cameras malfunctioned, guards fell asleep, case closed conveniently. Once again, right? Both sides go quiet. We go a whole 4 years, nothing. And then they had COVID happen. COVID probably was happening just to distract from that, honestly. That's what I mean. They will literally destroy the world before they let any of that truth come out that will crumble what they've built for thousands of years. So they probably released COVID just to distract from that. They probably are going to do what they're doing now just to distract from that. I mean, I don't quite think it probably ties into it, but I think these things were going to happen anyway. It was all part of a greater plan anyway, of some sort. I mean, I don't know, but Democrats didn't want the scandal tied to the Clintons, who had flown on Epstein's jet several times. Republicans didn't want attention on Trump's own social ties to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine was also at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. You notice, all the information on the internet is biased and censored now, so you got to really do the full search, and you got to look for yourself, because it tries to cherry pick as well what it shows you. To this day, nothing's really coming out that's helping anything, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's why nothing's really happening from that. The corruption threatens the whole bunch, so they just sweep it under the rug. And once again, also just shows another example of separate systems of law, one for the elites and one for the people, where we have to obey every little rule and command, but they don't have to do jack shit. So it ties back into the chess game analogy that I made before. They've been playing this game the whole time, for thousands, hundreds of years, right? A long time. And we've been in it, not even aware that we're in it and needing to be doing things and playing as well, offense and defense on the board. And we only got a couple pieces left. And we're just now starting to realize like, oh, we're surrounded by all these other pieces and now they're getting violent towards us. I thought they were supposed to be cool. Whoopsie doodle.